Welcome back everybody. What a crazy week in Forex here. We had a 1000 pip move on gold sell off. We had people trying to buy this, people who got in the sells, and probably one of their most profitable weeks. And I'm going to show you how you should have analyzed it, how you could have been on the right side of the trade, and the trades that were actually executed on. So if that's interesting, definitely stick around, watch this video, and yeah, let's get into it. So guys, as you can see here on the chart, we had a massive move here on gold, and this could have been a very profitable week for some, or a lot of people could have lost a lot of money here. So we're going to go over that, and please guys, thanks for supporting the channel as always, and if I can remind you to like and subscribe, definitely helps out my channel. I hate saying it, it's kind of that YouTube thing, but it really helps grow the channel. People generally forget, so if you find this useful, please do so. So it started here on the Telegram group when I said there's a crazy move to happen on gold, and I sent out this analysis explaining, what I expect to happen and how I expect gold to move down here, and how we can have such an aggressive move, and that it was bearish. And I was saying the trade setups, this is free to join, link is in the description. Great community, all sharing ideas, and yeah, please feel free to join, it'll be great. And I was saying, how we have a bearish bias, and expecting where gold closed on the daily, we should see some very sharp movements to the downside. So as that was explained, then you could be on the right side of the trade. So now we know we're in selling pressure. So if we come and look at the charts here, and we go on the daily time frame here, we remove drawings. This was when gold closed below this pivot here. So if we draw this pivot here like so, bring out this line, draw out this pivot like this, we can see gold close below this major support area here, right? Changing trend. Like if you were to see, this is your low, this is another higher low. When gold was in here, it's still essentially in a range. When it broke out of this first section here, we were essentially, this was the catalyst to start the move. But once we're breaking below here, this is definitely shaping up the weekly to look a lot more bearish as well, taking out the weekly lows. And also, you can start seeing, how much the price has retraced here. So, on the daily time frame, closing below this support level here, with this no resistance to the left here, we could have expected price minimal to fill this nice clean piece of candle here. The same way that the candle drived up on the other side, we should see an equal candle on the way down, and that's exactly what we got. Minimum I was expecting to the support here. Did I expect it to drop so much? No, of course I didn't, but we had such an aggressive drop, so at least we had the selling bias. Now your job is on the lower time frames to try execute on different sells, right? So as we go down to the 4-hour time frame, this is Asian session here. Sells could have been executed, but on that day we had a particular 4-hour no top wick. So that was a bit dangerous, because at any time 90% of candles have top wicks, it could come up and flip, right? But as we started breaking structure on the lower time frames here, especially as we started to close below this pivot here, then I could start executing on sells to fill minimum this wick, and with continuation hopefully to fill the range. I'm gonna input a small video. Actually no, I can bring it up here. So the problem with the sells is, what happened to me is I executed on those sells as soon as price closed below this pivot here. And on the lower time frames, as I started seeing price break down, closing below my relevant support areas here, we can see we got a closure below here. Price came up, tapped this resistance here like so, and then as we started breaking down here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see this is support level. Price closed below this support level here. As soon as price closed the support level on the 15-minute, if I bring this down here, you can see I executed on a sell. But what actually happened on the lower time frames, as soon as this candle was probably about 10 pips, so my execution was as soon on the lower time, on the 5-minute, I executed once the candle started breaking down. Yeah, as soon as it reached this area here at 13 pips, I moved my stop to break even. But there was a 5-minute candle that wicked up, tapped my break even, and then it drove down for another 40 pips. So yeah, I sent that through, and that was unfortunate. And for transparency, I don't always like to share my account on YouTube, because it's just it's
guys, I
for
just thought
safety reasons and stuff, but
Taking
you
the
can see here that I do show my account and do show
show
the trades that
we see
I do take for transparency reasons.
price
Here you can
will
see
reach this
I was
area here.
explaining a
You
sell,
can see that
and
sell
yeah, I
took
wasn't
a
focusing
market.
lot
We
size and
see
stuff, but yeah,
show
you
you
can see
markets hedge
live see
account
markets live account. So we do express transparency as always. So unfortunately, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I missed that move because as soon as this happened, took a break, went for lunch, price came up, started to make support here. Then I thought, all right, great, as soon as this bottom wick breaks, I'll take a second entry. And guess what happened? The candle opened with no top wick, so I did not enter on that, missed this, and this would have been my runner position, and this really would have got going. Then I got busy and I left the charts because at that time I was looking at the charts for 5 hours, and I just left for 1 hour. And during that 1 hour, what happened was that price on the 1 hour time frame here actually closed. Let's go get back to where we were. Actually closed that support here, and we can see as soon as it closed that support, next candle made a top wick, came, broke the lows. As soon as it broke the lows, this would have been a perfect entry, and you would have got one of the biggest moves. You probably, and your account would have been like, oh my god. Now this doesn't happen every day, but I didn't have any FOMO. Why don't I have FOMO? Because I know this is something long term, and if this happened once, it can happen again. Do I expect it to happen anytime soon? No, these happen like once a year and stuff. But you learn, and you learn next time, all right, I need to be more aggressive on these days and just take the positions. But I got busy that day. I had to go to things that I had to attend, but maybe in the future I should cancel those things and go and take these aggressive positions, because there was a lot of opportunities to scale in, but that means I would have been looking at the charts for about 10 hours. And yeah, I don't know what decisions I could have made, but definitely I did see a lot of opportunities. So the best thing when this happens is go back, look at the charts and say, okay, where could I have entered? Where should I have entered? Now, I saw some people who left buys open, firstly on a new news event, secondly on a very bearish trend. Everything was explained, and this is why I express you need to trade with the trend. You understand? So that's how that week went. Very, very interesting here. Even pound yen had a huge sell-off here, and that was also very, very interesting to see that happen. And basically I will send my analysis through, but if we look at here, remove drawings, quick analysis, we can see pound yen now closing back within a range. This is your range, right? So if we do this, remove drawings, and we can see we have a range here, right, on the weekly. This is the top of your range, this is the bottom of your range. If pound yen is closing back, it did close in the range, minimum you can expect something to happen at this resistance. So we're obviously bearish here. Looking at the daily, we are closing at this daily support level here. So on the weekly time frame, it looks like it wants to come back and fill that range. So we're bearish on the weekly. Daily is obviously closing bearish, but we do have to keep in mind there is a support here. So we have to see how the reaction happens at this support. We can see multiple times prices rejected, but if we can end up closing below this support and come here to fill this, then it could look good. Or we can use the weekly time frame to expect and anticipate price to continue down based on lower time frame structure. Now that's a brief overview. I will give a more in-depth overview. Let me know in the comments below if you do want that on YouTube. I normally just send it in the Telegram because those are people who are interested in taking the trades there and then, and they can ask me questions, but do let me know. So anyways, that's a quick update. Didn't mean to hold you long. Take care guys, trade sharp, and see you soon. Peace.